Hold on and don't laugh because I'm going to come to your house and spray shit on your yard. I don't give a shit what you to do. You better get his on the phone. You understand? Now, I'm filing charges against you, and that owner better call this number. You.
Over the past 10 years, I've been on over 10,000 calls in the lawn care industry, and I've heard some pretty bad ones, but this one that was just sent me is by far the worst I have ever heard. It came from a company in the States, and we're going to be playing for you this entire video, and I want you to listen to the entire thing because this person is mad, and it gets worse and worse. That call gets escalated, but the reason I wanted to start with this in this video is that I want to go over our blueprint for the 3 ways that we actually handle these hard conversations in the lawn care industry. Customer service is a crucial part of your business, and we take care of over 5,000 customers, and with good customer service tips, we can really make sure that we are dealing and keeping a good retention of our customers. Even though sometimes we mess up or sometimes the customer's just very mad, we got to find a way to make sure we handle those conversations well. So let's get right into it. Viewers' discretion is advised. There's a lot of swearing coming up here. This person is very, very angry. I don't have words to describe it. All right, make sure your seatbelt's on. I'm gonna play this recording for you right now. It's about 3 minutes long, and it just keeps escalating. Check it out.
Thank you for holding. This is Kelsey. How can I help you today?
Yeah, you guys illegally came out to my property and sprayed my property. I did not give you permission. I did not authorize you to step on my property. You put toxins on my grass in my large corner lot without my permission, and I don't care what you think you can do, but you went out there. You better not charge me. You better retract that charge because I'm calling the financial department of the U.S. government to have you guys investigated for fraudulently taking my credit card. Then you damaged my grass that I had chemicals just put on. I did not authorize you to come out. Now, if you sent a text message, I've been in the hospital, and I've been sick, and I'm just going back to Swedish hospital, and I promise you I'm going to ruin your reputation. So first of all, you're not to charge my account, and you're going to be sued for what you did. You put toxic chemicals on my property without my permission. I never gave you permission to come out. Never. Now, I don't care what kind of schemes or little slime bags you guys think you're going to run that you think you can get away with it.
We're a minute in so far, and she's talked the entire time.
Fraudulently taking someone's credit card and doing things is illegal because we did not authorize it. So I don't care if you sent a text message. I wasn't listening or hearing it. And I also didn't authorize you because I've already had chemicals sprayed on my yard. So now you've contaminated my yard, and you've made my pets and me sick, which you can be liable for the whole planting of that grass to be removed and resodded for what you've done.
Okay. So, of course, there won't be any charge for the service. I apologize. It looks like we've been renewing the service since... I'm sorry?
Stop.
Kelsey? My name is Kelsey.
Hold on and don't laugh because I'm going to come to your house and spray shit in your yard. Or your mother's. Or your boyfriend. Hold on.
You can't do threats like that, ma'am.
Don't tell me don't threaten. You came on my property without my permission and sprayed chemicals that are toxic to me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Do you understand the consumer financial information that you took advantage of? You're going to be audited by the federal government. You can't use my credit card. You can't come on my property. You can't spray. And your name is Kelsey, is that correct?
That is correct.
You get the owner to call me within 10 minutes. And if
the owner's not available.
I don't give a what you to do. You better get his on the phone. You understand? What you did was illegal, and I'm filing a police report too. So you can't just sneak some little text message and come on somebody's property and spray their goddamn chemicals that we didn't authorize. You understand?
I do understand, ma'am, and I understand your frustration. I do get that. We have renewed 2021, ma'am.
Listen, I didn't authorize you to come out to my home. You better
ma'am,
shut the up.
Ma'am.
You try to charge my card, and I promise you I will make it.
Ma'am, of course there would not be any. There would not be any.
I'm filing charges against you, and that owner better call this number. You.
Wow, that is like. Oh man, this is my first time hearing that call, but like I forgot how bad that got. Absolutely nuts. Okay, well, first and foremost, hats off to the customer service rep for handling that call. That was
next level.
And I've done over 10,000 calls, and I've never talked to someone that mad before. But I have talked to a lot of people that have really been upset when they called in, and we're gonna go over the 3 things that you can do to make sure that you are taking control of the call, making sure that they feel heard, and be very solution focused for the remainder of the call. Okay, not gonna lie, if you get on a phone call like that, there's not much you can do. That is by far the angriest I've ever heard someone. And I think Kelsey there, she did the right thing. She just let her rant. She waited till the end. She told her not to talk to her like that, like show some respect, and they just ended the call. That is not a call that anyone at your company should ever have to deal with. Even as an owner, this lady, something is obviously like next level with her, but this is not a call you're going to experience really at all. In a past decade of doing business, I haven't come across this one. But I have come across a lot of calls where people do call in and they are angry about things. They're angry because you came by and they didn't know you were coming. You sprayed their lawn and then their dogs just went on it. You might have made a mistake, like you left the gate open. There are things that maybe you made a mistake on. It's your bad. There's some things that are very unreasonable, they might say, and there's different strategies towards this. So let's go over the 3 things that we can do to make sure that we're taking control of the call. First things first, we have a rule here that only one person can be angry. So when someone's calling in and they're upset, my first reaction was to always stay calm, stay professional, and just listen ums and ahs. But at the same time, only one person in a conversation can be angry. So we want to show the customer that we take their concern extremely seriously, and we actually like to take ownership of the problem going on. So we'll say things like, really? No, the gate was left open. Are you serious? Okay, no, that's unacceptable. I'm looking into this right now. I want to figure out exactly what happened so this can never happen again. This is not our standard. I'm going to look into this right now. The application happened around 3 o'clock today. Okay, you know what, Mr. Jones, I sincerely apologize for this. This is not our standards. I'm going to make sure the technician returns right now to shut that gate, and we'll make sure this absolutely never happens again. As a small apology, I'm going to be offering you, we're going to have them do a Super Juice application completely free of charge, but you know what? I'm embarrassed, and I want to say thank you so much for calling us, and we'll make sure this never happens again. Usually when you start to actually raise your voice and get angry like that, they're going to start to calm down and say, okay, hold up. Okay, it's not that bad. Like, don't get anyone in trouble. I just want to let you know the gate was shut, because only one person can be angry. And if you show that you are the one that's actually taking it on as a problem, they start to think that it's no longer their problem. It's like, okay, this company, they've got my back, they're taking care of it, and because you are getting riled up, they can actually start to rile down. It's counterintuitive, but try it. You'll be surprised in how the tonality of the person can change. The second tip though is to always just hear them out and let them rant. They're usually just calling in and they need to get something off their chest. In this case, it's 3 minutes of a monologue, but generally speaking, the person just needs to tell you what's going on, and unless they feel heard, they're not going to hear any of the solutions that you present. So it's important to make sure that you're asking good follow-up questions like, oh really, like, that actually happened? Can you tell me exactly what you saw? Or please, can you explain exactly what was missed? Really make sure they thoroughly explain their question. And then at the very end, after they explain everything, say, man, I understand where you're coming from. You know what, I would be frustrated too. And that leads me to my third point. Focus on the solution. And by the way, if anyone ever calls in super angry and it's getting escalated, by simply saying, you know what, I'm sorry that this has happened. I'm not sure what to do, but I'm going to transfer you over to my manager. Please stay on the line, or I'm going to have them call you back in 5 minutes. The second things get escalated to a manager, you would be surprised in how the tone of the person on the phone changes. The second it goes to a manager, it's almost like, oh shoot, I'm talking to the big guy. I don't need to be on the defense right away. And I hate to say it, but when you transfer to someone that's usually a guy, people have a harder time being angry and upset over the phone with a guy than they do with a girl. A girl sometimes, like a woman, they can kind of feel like they can walk over bully. And this goes for women and guys talking as an angry customer. The second it goes to a male though, people are a little bit more careful about what they say. Just something I've noticed over the years. But the third tip that I wanted to allude to here was focus on solutions. Guys, we aren't on these phone calls to apologize, saying, oh no, I'm so sorry, he left the gate open, oh no, that's awful. No. We want to take control. We want to be very urgent and professional. We're going to say, he left the gate open? Really? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure that truck turns around right now to shut the gate, and I'm going to look into our after job sequences and checklists to make sure that the gate is always being checked. We have a very strict policy here. I can guarantee this will never happen again, but here's what we're going to do about about it. Focus on the solution. So many companies just go back to the problem, recycle the problem. And although it's important for the first person to be heard, we don't want to focus on the problem because right now it is the customer versus your company. And the problem is in between you. You want to both get on the same side, put the problem over there, and you guys are both looking towards a solution to actually get this problem solved. If you implement those 3 tips, you'll find that no matter how serious the call, an exception to one like this, you'll be able to overcome to make sure that you are getting the person back on the same page. We want to be fighting the problem, not the person. So number 1, only one person can be angry. Number 2, let them rant, let them vent, but then also empathize with their frustration. And number 3, focus on the solutions. Don't dwell on the problem. Be a company that takes control and dials right in on finding the solution that's going to best fit that situation.